associate head coach right now, and we certainly hope Nell is feeling better. We know she's watching at home. Try to keep it calm, Nell. And here we go. North Carolina wearing what else but their Carolina blue. And one change in their starting lineup, Paulina Paris did not make the trip. Gakdeng inside with the miss. And there's the change for Georgia Tech as Aisha Ibanez gets the start.
Yeah, and that's a good look for Carolina. You have to be happy with that touchdown there for Gakdeng. She's been great for them down low, that she has to finish that.
Turnover. There's Deja Kelly. We talked about her in the open, wearing number 25. And Alyssa Ustby tried to set a screen. Kelly kind of waved it off. They're trying to go inside for the second straight time. As you take a look at the starting lineup, Rusne Kelly, a very promising true freshman out of Hoover, Alabama, about 2 hours from Atlanta, is in the starting lineup for Paris, who is being listed as out day-to-day with a lower body issue. This is, we were told, more of a recovery time for her. Donarski with the miss, the Iowa State transfer. Blackshear left it short.
She really had to go up to catch that one. That was a great catch, and just needs to take her time and put that one in. She might not get too many good looks like that tonight.
Yeah, Blackshear started her career at Alabama, didn't get a lot of playing time, and so she transferred to Georgia Tech. There's Kelly. She's got a nice cheering section here from Hoover, Alabama. 5'7" freshman guard. Her high school recently retired her jersey number.
That's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, and at Hoover, very accomplished athletic department there, and she is getting her 5th start of the season. Kelly missed it to the right, and Tonie Morgan very wisely let it go out of bounds. It's Georgia Tech basketball.
You see Carolina just settling in, you know, talk to Coach Bankart, and that's what she said, is they're just going to see how the game flows, how it settles, see how they're being defended. Obviously play through their strengths, but not really looking to force any issues early.
And she very much respects this team. And the first shot, Ron Aranaz, who is not known for being the scorer, gets the first bucket.
No, but she does have that 15 to 7-foot range. Might not stretch it back to the 3, but she can hit that.
A good box out by Wone. And it gives the ball over to Georgia Tech. And she is starting for a true freshman. And this is not why she's in the game. She's in the game for her physicality and her rebounding, but you got them some points.
Hey, it doesn't hurt if you can put some points on the board, too. I'm sure they'll take it.
Yeah, Rusne Augustinaite is going to come off the bench today, a freshman from Lithuania who is a good scorer. They need scoring off the bench for this Georgia Tech team. It's something they have struggled with. Rebound by Donarski.
That could be good for Georgia Tech, too. You love to have a spark off the bench, so being able to have her come in and be aggressive will be good.
Absolutely, and a team that has not scored a lot of points. Kelly now 0 for 2, and as usual, Alyssa Ustby never stops moving.
You know what I like? I like the earlier play from Kelly where she had it on the left lane line. She drove down, changed her pace with a hesitation, and kept going and drew the defense to get something in the gut of the defense. I think that's a better way to get into the flow of the game.
And North Carolina is empty on 5 trips, 0 for 5 from the floor. Tonie Morgan, a sophomore from Tallahassee. A lot of younger players for this Georgia Tech team. Kara Dunn, that is a beautiful move.
It really is. Her first step, you know, she kind of sized up Donarski, and by the time she took her first dribble, she was already on her hip.
Deja Kelly answers on the other side for North Carolina's first points.
And that is something that Georgia Tech is going to have to do a better job of than they have this season, is their transition defense. That was on a made basket that Carolina was able to get down the floor and score on them.
That was one of the major concerns for Georgia Tech, is keeping North Carolina from scoring in transition. Concentrated a lot on that during practice. Shot clock dying. They're not going to get one off in time. One too many passes from Dunn.
Yeah.
Second turnover for Tech.
And this Georgia Tech team is going to try to continue to post up Dunn. I would like to see Rusne Augustinaite, excuse me, I probably messed that up a few times today. I'd like to see her just take a few dribbles to the wing to enter that pass.
Acting. Boston College transfer with the miss. Now Tech with Tonie Morgan in charge. Ustby could not get to it. Blackshear picked it up. And they are saying it is Georgia Tech basketball. Mitch Alverson graduated from Auburn just 11 years ago. Told us earlier today that she wants to be a head coach. This is actually the third game that she has coached because Coach Fortner is ill and was the last other 2 games as well a couple of years ago. Back rim. Now here's Carolina's strength in transition. Kelly, Donarski, for 3. Off the mark. Donarski now 2 of her last 10 from 3.
But definitely the three-point shooter for this Carolina team. So Tech won't want to let her keep getting those wide open looks, especially in transition.
Rado with the miss. This is a good look at her, a sophomore from Spain. That's one thing that Tech has been known for a while, a lot of international players.
Yeah. And it brings a good kind of versatility and diversity to your team of style of play.
Yep.
You know, in a bunch of different countries, they play a different style of basketball than we do here. So to be able to use that to your advantage and use those skills.
Yeah, and one of them just came into the game. We talked about it earlier, the freshman, Augustinaite. Talk about messing up a name. Thank you, Augustinaite. She went 0 for 10 against Duke. And coming off the bench today, Kelly, that's her first from long distance. Deja Kelly, they have 2 of them out there tonight.
Yes. And a good look at it. I love to see, you know, she started off missing her first 2, but she stayed confident, knowing the shots are going to come to her.
Kelly in her 4th year playing, has another year if she wishes to come back, and that was fumbled out of bounds by Rado. Timeout on the floor where Deja Kelly has scored all 5 of North Carolina's points.
Deja Kelly heating up from the 3-point line, and Carolina's up 5-4 here in the first in Atlanta.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
It's bow time. Get fired up tonight because Bojangles has your dinner covered. Southbound, scratch-made. Not one of these, but one of these. That's more home cooking for your money. Or as we like to say, cha-ching. It's bow time.
I bought 3 of the same jacket to get the 4th free.
I subscribed to get a deal on these memory supplements, then forgot to cancel.
Yeah, well, you know, recognizing a bad deal is a part of the journey. Yes, Eva, would you like to share your breakthrough?
I got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and got to choose my plan.
Yes, we don't make you sign up for the top tier plan to get our best deal.
I still haven't gone. I subscribed to get
Yeah,
a
we know.
Get the newest Galaxy on us with any of our best plans, guaranteed.
Make every minute count.
Kia, movement that inspires.
If it's Hillshire Farm, oh, hell yeah.
The shape that stole your heart is back for a limited time. Heart Healthy Cheerios.
So let me get this straight. The game is 30 days with people trying to murder me, and then I get $1 million.
Yeah.
Let's play.
ACC Women's College Basketball is presented by Ally. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally. We are here in Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia Tech trailing North Carolina by 1, and this Georgia Tech program has had a lot of international players over the year. Lorella Kubai, a lot of Lotame Lautinen among those recently, and they've got 3 Spaniards, a Lithuanian, and Jada Badiako is a freshman from Canada, so that tradition is continuing here.
Yeah. Well represented around the world.
And Termes is coming off a career-high 12 points in that loss to Duke. Carolina gets the layup. It's now Deja Kelly 7, Georgia Tech 4.
And it's a nice take by her. Just didn't have to force it. Nice and smooth, left take to the rim.
It's a great sign for Carolina as they bother Morgan out there with the ball. Georgia Tech has had 5 trips without a point. That was a tough shot for Tonie Morgan that went in.
Yeah, it is. I love that she kept her dribble even through the pressure and just got to her spot and pulled up and knocked it down.
Ustby couldn't handle the pass, so it goes right back over to the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Tonie Morgan just stops, gets a little shot fake action, gets her defender to kind of go past her, and then sinks the mid-range.
There's the first turnover for Carolina. Ananez got Poole up in the air. Check that, pardon me, that was Ariana Termes, another one of their international players, a freshman from Spain.
And Termes really shot the ball well at Duke. It wasn't a lot of bright spots to take from that game, but she did play well, and you know, I expect to see her get some more minutes today to be rewarded for that effort.
Got a couple of threes in that game. Ustby threw it up left-handed. Poole with some good defense there by Termes. Termes, good size, it's 6'6". Approach 3 minutes to go now. Morgan directing some traffic. Here's Dunn.
Ball stuck on one side for Georgia Tech. It's been over here for the whole shot clock.
And then they turn it over. That's their 4th turnover. Donarski with a shot fake. Now Rusne Kelly dribbles into some trouble, but took the shot anyway.
A shot she's definitely capable of making. She has a nice mid-range game.
Also a true freshman. Here they are again, Deja Kelly. Georgia Tech did a good job of getting back, but Kelly just attacked him anyway.
She did. She's comfortable now. I love that she's still playing with this confidence. It's fun to see. Yeah, it's fun to see.
Especially if you're a North Carolina fan. She had 23 points at Notre Dame, 27 points in their last game against Virginia, and she's off to a tremendous start in this one. Deja Kelly already with 9 points, 4 of 6 from the floor.
Deja Kelly going coast to coast, crosses over to the right. The easy finish.
Nice slash into the paint. Kelly just picked up her first personal foul and standing next to Courtney Banghart. Augustinaite now at the free throw line. 0 for 10 from the floor, did not score in the loss to Duke. And Blanche Alverson, the associate head coach, acting head coach today, said that this is a very confident kid. She's not letting that 0 for 10 get into her head, so she's a gym rat, gets in there and just keeps on working.
It is, and those free throws are good. You know, just to see the ball be able to go through the basket is going to be good for her to start off with those 2 made free throws.
That's 2 more points than she had in the whole game against Duke on Sunday. Ustby creating. Alyssa Ustby, just such a versatile player, does not take a 3-point shot, has shied away from that as her career has gone on.
And you know, Deja Kelly has got them off to a great start, but we know how important Ustby is to this team, so definitely going to look to get her established today too.
Ustby does so much for this team. A terrific rebounder, got her 800th career rebound in their last game, and in fact leads the ACC in rebounding during conference games only. And Alyssa has just picked up her first personal foul. Ustby and Kelly, the two captains on this team. Caleb Blackshear at the line. This is a Georgia Tech team that on average only gets the line about 11 times a game. Not much at all.
And they don't shoot the best percentage. Is it a little over 67% as a team from the line?
North Carolina also is not a good free throw shooting team. Only about 64%. And that's another thing about Ustby. She is not a good free throw shooter. Perhaps the only thing she doesn't do well on a consistent basis. Nice drive.
I love this kid. I love this kid. India Navarre is the X factor for Carolina. If you ask me, I just love the pace and how hard she plays.
Jazz Thomas, the president of the India Navarre fan club, right? Right?
I am.
Stanford transfer, who is really starting to come into her own. Had a great game at Notre Dame. And that's a travel call. North Carolina's defense. That's one thing Courtney Banghart's team is known for, its defense, and they force the 5th Georgia Tech turnover.
And you know, it's not really reflected in the score, but Carolina so far has done a good job at playing defense and getting into their transition game and getting good looks. They just haven't converted on all of them.
Yeah, Carolina just shooting 38% from the floor. Georgia Tech at 40%. Carolina's hit now 4 straight field goals. And that's Gakdeng, the Boston College transfer. Played there for a couple of years before going south.
Carolina has 7 more shot attempts than Georgia Tech at this point.
Significant. Georgia Tech not doing a good job hanging on to the ball. Johnson now trying to get around Navarre. They need a shot in the next 7 seconds. Good defense by Ustby, just to get there and put her arms up. And now Ustby runs the floor and gets the bucket. That's kind of like prototypical Alyssa Ustby, the great defensive play, busts down the court and scores.
Yeah, and I love for her teammates to recognize their coaches. We're saying, communicate, talk. When we talk, our energy matches us. And I think that's something that they're going to need to really hone into tonight.
And you see their defensive ranks in the ACC defensively are not stellar. They're coming off a game in which they gave up 84 points to Duke. Tonie Morgan gets her second basket to end a drought. They have not hit a field goal since the 3:44 mark of the first quarter.
Deja Kelly just dribbled into a little too much traffic and lost it.
Rebound taken by Kelly. Good job by Tech that time to get back on defense.
Yeah, and that's going to be a decision they're going to have to make. Crash the O-board or everybody get back. And at this point in the way that they've struggled in transition defense, it is a smarter play that if you don't have that rebound, get back.
Donarski gets it over to Ustby. Has a little bit of a height advantage there over Morgan, and a terrific block. That's Thomas Harris, true freshman from Katy, Texas, just into the game.
Yeah, she put that one right out there for her. She said, okay, I'll send it.
Deja Thomas Harris, good volleyball player in high school.
I can see.
Yeah, I saw some of that skill right there with the block. Morgan, and there's another turnover, an offensive foul on Lone Adonis. First one on Lone.
India Navarre thought she got loose and had a good look at it, but Deja Thomas Harris says, nuh-uh, I'm gonna volleyball spike that one to my teammate.
6'2" true freshman from Katy, Texas. Georgia Tech now with 6 turnovers. They usually do a good job of hanging on to the basketball.
I love this action for Carolina. You saw Deja Kelly come off the double drag, and then they pop Ustby and get it down to Gakdeng down low. That high-low connection between those two has just been so terrific this season.
Gakdeng, a 6'3" junior out of Lanham, Maryland, which is in Prince George's County, where all the great basketball players come from.
Northern Virginia.
No argument, right? Northern Virginia's all right.
That DMV area is definitely a hub for some talented athletes, that's for sure.
Thomas Harris unable to do anything offensively. Kelly, what a terrific give.
It was terrific. And you saw Navarre got out fast. She ran ahead of everybody. And Deja Kelly wanted to make that pass, but I love that she kept her dribble and let a better play develop.
That's one thing Courtney Banghart has really liked about Deja Kelly with her scoring and field goal percentage numbers down. She says that she's doing a better job of facilitating, getting others involved, being unselfish.
She really is, and you can see it. It's the pace that she's playing with. I love it.
She's really off to a terrific start tonight. A little bit out of control there for Navarre, but the ball stays on this end.
There you see the good defense by Ustby and Gakdang. They get it to Deja Kelly, who waits for her post. Rewards are on the other end for the nice defensive play, and Gakdang runs down and gets a layup.
And now Gakdang is able to get inside for another bucket. North Carolina laying it on now, up by 10. So Georgia Tech takes a timeout after a 6-0 North Carolina run. Tar Heels up by 10 as we take a timeout as well.
You ready?
Ally is invested in women's sports. Are you?
Heart of a lion, fire inside me blaze like a siren. Why would you try it? Wake up the beast, no I can't keep silent. I put my time in, now it's my time, your time is expiring. Blood, sweat and tears, I conquered my fears, I'm ready to fly now. We know they scared of us, no they don't care for us.
The game has changed monumentally. Ally is invested in the financial future of women's sports.
Who says you can't go for bold without going broke? Get the brands you want, the prices you want, whenever you want. TJ Maxx, where you can always afford to be you to the max.
Here at Papa John's, we know our stuff.
We know how to hand stuff our crust with more flavors than anyone else.
Like the blend of garlic herb ricotta and mozzarella in our new cheesy calzone epic stuffed crust pizza. We're talking the flavors of your favorite calzone, now stuffed right into the crust of your pizza.
I mean, no one stuffs a crust like Papa John's.
Get a new cheesy calzone epic stuffed crust pizza for a limited time, only at Papa John's.
At Boar's Head, we live for delicious, for excellence that stands apart in every bite. We live for that perfect sizzle, and for perfectly melted cheese that awakens your taste buds and takes you to new heights. For experiences worth sharing and moments worth savoring. Welcome to the gateway to delicious. Welcome to the counterculture. Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
This is not just a refill. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Make every minute count. Kia, movement that inspires.
We are back in Atlanta, where so far the first 3 minutes of this quarter have belonged to Maria Gakdang.
It did. You know, Carolina did a good job on defense, where they were able to get down on offense and get the ball inside, where they've had success. They have 18 points in the paint already, and there you see just the Twin Towers inside, getting the double block, and Gakdang running the floor with her hands up the whole time because she knows that Deja Kelly is going to find her.
And Alyssa Ustby is a really good passer. In fact, it's Ustby who leads her team in assists this season, had a triple-double earlier this year.
Yeah, she does. She does so many things on the floor well. Her versatility is both offensive and defensive, and she's been fun to watch this season. She was good last year, but you can see the improvement even into this season.
And she is the best rebounder in the conference in conference games, and there's the bucket buried by Termis, and I like she put the 3 sign up. She's got some confidence, that young freshman.
As she should. I told you she shot it well in that Duke game. There's no reason she can't shoot it even better here on her home floor and put some pressure on that Carolina defense to come out and guard her.
Termes has hit both of her shots that she has taken tonight. Georgia Tech trying to get something going offensively. Kara Dunn, their leading scorer on the season, only has 2 points so far. And another moving screen call against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you know, she didn't set a screen really. She had the ball. Her players were running off of her. She had the opportunity to give the handoff, and I guess they just called that little booty check, you know. Nope, not going to let that happen.
Foul is on Blackshear as Blanche Alverson gets an explanation. Eric Bruton, Brandon Enterline, and Ashley Good, our officials tonight. Donarski, that's wide right. Donarski had a great career at Iowa State, one of the best defenders, certainly for Bill Fenley's squad. Was it all, in fact, the Pac-12, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year when she was there.
And you see her guarding the hot Kara Dunn for Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So they are going to put Donarski on their best offensive player. Nice little hesitation and thought she got through the defenders, but Morgan gets tied up with Deja Kelly in the jump ball.
Kelly just called for the offensive foul, her first. Brings the ball back to Georgia Tech. Now some pressure in the backcourt from Kelly. Yeah, Donarski usually will draw the toughest defensive assignment out on the perimeter.
Georgia Tech go into some of their horns pitch action where they can post up Dunn behind the ball. They need to give her more of a look down there.
Now Dunn gives them a second chance. Termes is gonna, oh, I thought she was gonna pull it. Instead, she gets it to Blackshear for a better shot.
And I love that decision. She is shooting it well, but I always love when a player will sacrifice a good shot for a better shot.
Blackshear gets her first field goal of the game.
And Blackshear is good down low. She likes to go middle. She can turn over either shoulder. Termes shooting it well, but passes it down to Blackshear down low, who completes the short jumper in the paint.
Blackshear goes to the bench because she just picked up her second personal foul.
Because of the booty check earlier.
Yes. Which is not a good thing in basketball.
No.
Trying to get it into Gokdang, and there's a foul on Termes, who is trying to guard Gokdang. How about Termes? You know what she is majoring in chemical and biomolecular engineering.
Woo. That's a mouthful, and it sounds like a workload,
yes.
And that she is very intelligent.
Majoring something, and in her second language, because she's
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it's
she's
impressive.
Spanish.
It's impressive. Hopefully, she got to enjoy some time off of class during this, you know, holiday break, winter break.
Donarski picked up a personal foul on Carolina. Lexi has yet to score in this game. Tonie Morgan, Ustby just took it from her.
Ooh.
And then a little careless with the dribble, gave it right back.
Got a little fancy, tried to go between the legs. Got me excited, because if she would have completed that and had the right hand layup, that would have been nice.
Morgan finally comes around to collect the basketball. Dunn. Donarski is all over her. Just with the shot clock about to go off. Termes, she's got 8 points for them off the bench.
And Kara Dunn showing you why she is a special player. She can really do everything for this team. Shot clock winding down. She had a chance to maybe go get a layup for herself, but knowing her teammate is shooting it well from outside, she finds Termes in the corner, and she knocks it down.
8-0 Georgia Tech run. They've been down by as many as 10 points. Dunn hunts it down, and 4 Georgia Tech players went back to try to stop any transition, but
now
Dunn was the lone wolf down there.
Yeah, exactly. Credit to Georgia Tech, locked into the game plan, knowing shot goes up, let's get back. We're working on our transition defense, but they have to recognize that their teammate got an offensive rebound. She was going out of bounds. If they would have stayed, she might have had someone to throw it to.
Right, instead she was by herself, and
Hopefully got fouled. I think they called a foul
She did,
there.
they did. In fact, that is the second now on Ustby, who comes out of the game. Key and Poole come back in. Gokdang also will take a seat. Well, a nice run here. Georgia Tech was down by 10, and now they can tie it or go ahead. Morgan ties it.
That was an amazing take by Tonie Morgan. She got her body into the defender. Key, usually good at blocking shots, didn't have a chance to get to it because she looked like she'd go up with the left and switched it to the right.
Navarre can't hit, gets her own miss. North Carolina has gone cold. They haven't scored in 4 minutes. Credit Georgia Tech down by 10. Nothing seemed to be working, and they've tied the game. Termes missed everything. Dunn with a silly foul in the backcourt.
Tonie Morgan, a great guard for this Georgia Tech team. You see her get to the rim against the sides and give a little switcheroo. I don't even know what you call that. She kind of kept her guessing and she couldn't time the block. That's a great take by Tonie Morgan.
Navarre at the free throw line, gets it to roll in. Sunday afternoon, our ACC Network women's basketball doubleheader starts in Raleigh at noon Eastern when NC State hosts Duke, and Louisville and North Carolina at Carmichael. Women's hoops every Sunday right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. NC State trailing Miami. Tonight, Tonie Morgan, no one's going to catch her.
Credit to this Georgia Tech team for weathering that early punch by Carolina where they went up 10 and getting themselves back in this ballgame to take the lead.
How about that? North Carolina has been stuck on 24. Just a free throw during this big Georgia Tech run. You see no field goals in almost 5 minutes. That continues.
Deja Kelly, who started off this game in the first quarter, she had all 9 of the only points that Carolina had on the board. She got a little quiet. Gokdang stepped up. Ustby got a little involved, and now you look to see her maybe get herself back going again.
12-1 run after Tech trailed by 10.
Termes has shown herself more valuable than just shooting the ball, though. The ball's going through her hands at the top of the key. She's making a lot of decisions for this Tech team, and she's doing a good job.
True freshman, number 20 for Georgia Tech, and a whistle away from the action. And Audinez called for the personal foul. Was that a booty check too?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of those today.
Yeah, and it's hard. Those duck-ins, you know, it must be something that's taught at Carolina because they are strong, well-timed, solid duck-ins, and they're hard to get around. They've picked up maybe 2 or 3 fouls on that action already.
North Carolina in the bonus. Anya Poole rolls it in. Senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Now played 101 games in her career at North Carolina. They now retake the lead. Sydney Johnson, Boston University transfer, gives it up to Termes. Now inside, Dunn has been kept in check. The ball goes back over to North Carolina. Frustrating first half for Dunn, just 2 points. Called for the travel. Navarre with the drive and puts it in with the left hand.
It's a nice take too. And you saw down low, Key did look to get that duck in. I think she did it a little too soon. It's better timed if it's when she's coming off the screen to occupy that player, but credit to Key for still being able to finish down there.
Inside a minute to go now in this first half. Johnson rolls off for Poole. Georgia Tech, good job of getting 4 back to stop transition.
Carolina with the opportunity to go 2 for 1 if they score a little quicker.
Baseline shot, nothing but the bottom of the net for Tonie Key.
Yeah, Tonie Key has had some health woes, but she's definitely capable of hitting that 15 to 17-foot shot. When she's able to stay healthy, she can do some good things for this Carolina team.
Absolutely, a lower body injury, missed the first 10 games this year. That's only the 7th field goal she has made this season. Shot clock off. That's much needed for Cara Dunn. Hitting the 3 to end the first half. A seesaw first half for us. Carolina went up by as many as 10 before Georgia Tech came back to take the lead, and the heel into it. And we are underway in the second half. Georgia Tech 3-2 in the conference. They only won 4 conference games all of last season. Laredo gets it over to Dunn, who hit a shot late in the second quarter that might get her going, but she's been defended very well by Donarski. Lone Adones underneath, tipped away by Kelly. 4 seconds to shoot for the Yellow Jackets.
Not something that's common for post players, but a guard that would get stuck down there on that baseline would kind of gnash it out and come up that lane line. So she picked her dribble up and got caught, didn't really know where to go with it.
Morgan with the inbound. They need to get a shot off. Morgan does. Drew iron, but only blue shirts in the area. Lexi Donarski did not score in the first half for North Carolina, averaging 10.5 points per game. The Iowa State transfer. Deja Kelly getting the start today for Paulina Paris, who did not make the trip. Also did not score. There's a nice rejection.
Yeah, great help side defense from Morgan.
Now Morgan working against Ustby, who has the height advantage, decides to dribble away. Underneath, not handled cleanly originally, and then the rejection by Gokdang. Deja Kelly, dangerous in the open court. Georgia Tech cut her off. Little contact, tough shot. Rebound Blackshear. Carolina very good in offensive transition. That was a point of emphasis for Georgia Tech in practice this week. Now Deja Kelly's a shot blocker too.
She's doing everything. Doing everything. Great job by Morgan to keep her dribble. But Kelly just slid over, didn't give up on the play, kept coming. Great play without fouling.
It's the 3rd block for North Carolina today. Georgia Tech also has 3, and do not adjust your screens. We have just had the lights go down, in fact, off in the arena. The only light we're getting now is from the scoreboard. There we go. As the iris adjusts back on the white shirts. That was weird.
Very weird.
Yeah, so we're back.
I thought it was a timeout I didn't know about.
Back in the old days, it would have taken a long time for the lights to get back to their full luminescence, but fortunately they were just able to switch them back on, and here we go after a very brief delay.
Pam, you gotta stop talking about these old days.
Yeah, the old, you don't remember that. You're one of these LED kids. Deja Kelly head up, looking for options. Donarski cut off. Kelly left open momentarily. That's all she needed.
And that's great offense. Donarski brought 2 defenders with her on that penetration. Deja Kelly just rises up on that backside and gets a great look at the 3 and knocks it down.
Kelly's has 2 threes tonight, pardon me, and now a dozen points. She is the only player on either team in double figures.
Dunn seeing a lot of attention as she's earned that respect this season. She's been playing fantastic, but she's struggling a little bit tonight to find some daylight.
Yeah, averaging over 21 points per game in conference games, which is tops in the league.
Deja Kelly picking up where she left off in the first half, knocking down the 3 off the great find from by Donarski.
Deja Kelly coming in, shooting just 26% from 3. Her numbers down a lot from a couple of years ago, both from 3 and at the free throw line, but really starting to look like her old self in the last 3 games. Ustby with the miss. Alyssa only had 4 points in the first half. Nice patience by Dunn.
Great run by Dunn. It's a nice pass, length of the floor to get it to her, and I love the patience.
Yeah.
Love the patience.
You know, can you feel the defense? Know it's there coming, and you just wait?
I mean, pretty much when you're ahead of the defense like that, you know, the only thing they could do is try to block the shot.
Nice decision made by Dunn. Shot clock winding down for Ustby. Had to do the fade away and got it to go in.
She's not gonna miss 2 of those in a row.
A very crafty player. Senior from Rochester, Minnesota. Still has another year of eligibility after this one. Back to everybody for North Carolina.
Georgia Tech being really patient, but to the point of not being aggressive. And North Carolina has them out just on the perimeter and have to force up a shot by Termes right there.
Yeah, that's one of the, it's a bad miss for Termes, who was so good in the first half with 8 points. Donarski finally gets her first bucket.
And you know, a Donarski who is a great 3-point shooter for this team. Her first looks in the first half were primarily 3-point shots. I think she was 0 for 3, and I love that decision to put her head down, get to the basket.
Termes, very confident with that shot.
It's a pretty shot.
Yeah.
6'6", that looks nice.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, you factor that in. A 6'6" player who is also a good 3-point shooter. Kelly defended by Blackshear. Now here's Ustby. Another one for Kelly. Back rim, and then it went in cleanly. A back rim and then a swish.
That kind of day for Deja Kelly.
Kelly with a couple of threes here to start things off in the third quarter. We're halfway through it. Blackshear defended by Ustby.
Blackshear is very good at that. I mentioned earlier that she can score over both shoulders with that little turnaround hook shot, and it's quick.
Very quick. She needed to do that. It was good defense by Ustby, but a better offensive mood. And then Blackshear got too much body, and that is the 4th. Check that, the 3rd on Blackshear as we take a break.
Termes, she's still hot, shooting it great from the 3, and North Carolina is up 39-35 going into the break.
The Deja Kelly players on the review.
I'm a guy who lost a bet and my dignity. As if watching my team lose wasn't punishment enough. And if you have cut rate car insurance, odds are you'll be paying for that yourself. So get Allstate.
When you're launching a new product with a tight deadline,
2 weeks?
Grammarly's tone suggestions can help motivate your team with a positive approach. Because you know we got work to do. Looking good, team. When it's time to pitch your product to clients, a more personable and friendly approach can help sell it. And look, they bought it all. With Grammarly, getting the tone just right makes a big impact on your team's success. Download at Grammarly.com today.
At Domino's, we're on a mission to make sure our customers can always get hot pizza, even when the weather is not so hot. That's why we're plowing unplowed roads across the country, like this road, and this road, and Judy's road. Thanks. You're welcome, Judy. Nominate your town for plowing assistance at plowingforpizza.com so you can carry out 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each from Domino's, no matter the weather.
Hey, that's great. But who are the chefs?
Rookie mistake?
Great googly moogly.
Maybe you just need a Snickers.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you. Not Paul. you don't want to ride with Paul. Get a rate based on you with DriveWise and the Allstate app.
What are you waiting for? Try Little Caesar's Stuffed Crazy Crust with a buttery garlic-flavored crust.
Pizza, pizza.
Whatever feels right for you.
Double time now, let's go. Front back, front back. That's how you get that power, comes from the ground up.
I can do hard things. How do I know? Because I'm doing them. I see the sweat. I hear my breath.
We are back at Georgia Tech, where Carolina has a 5-point lead. Ariadna Termes, a true freshman, 6'6" from Spain. Before Duke, that was their last game against Duke. She had 12 points. She had only made 11 field goals all season. In the last game and a half plus, she's turned into a sort of a different player.
She has, and the only thing I can say is confidence. You know, when you start doing something well and you feel good about it, you know you're filling a role that your team really needs, you play better. You know, and the minutes are there. She's, you know, not getting pulled, being able to play straight through, and she's doing some great things. She's really shooting the ball well.
Absolutely. Hit 2 threes against Duke, and tonight she's 3 for 4 from distance, 11 points to lead Georgia Tech. But Deja Kelly has been great. A couple of threes here in the third quarter. Shot clock winding down. Ustby. Rebound, Gokdeng got him an extra 20 seconds. Kelly calls a play. Going inside to Gokdeng, and there's a hold. Foul against Termes. That is the second on her.
Georgia Tech has really picked up a lot of their fouls away from the ball like that on those low post ups.
Donarski, second bucket of the quarter.
It's a great shot fake, one dribble pull up. Simple basketball.
Yep, simple and effective for Donarski. She hit the portal. Courtney Banghart jumped all over that opportunity. Beautiful shot by another freshman.
Augustinaite. She's smooth. She's, you know, coming off of pretty much of the tough shooting game against Duke where she didn't hit a field goal, as Ustby gets a nice little finish inside. But Augustinaite really has the opportunity to be a great scorer for this team. Her shot is fantastic. It's smooth. She's a freshman.
Yep, she was 0 for 10, as you mentioned, against Duke in their loss in their last game. Tonie Morgan scores. Augustinaite had 30 in a game against Florida earlier this year.
She can put some points up.
First bucket for Rusne Kelly, which makes her cheering section behind us very happy. Kid from Alabama, a couple hours away.
A brief moment of fast pace in this game by both teams. Quick scores, trading baskets.
Georgia Tech has hit 4 straight. Still trailing by 7. Dunn, now guarded by Ustby. This kid just can't get a break. Donarski's on her, then Ustby, who got the block. Alyssa, coast to coast, with her offhand.
I love that. A little change of pace at the free throw line, just crosses over down the left lane line. The nice take.
Ustby joins Deja Kelly in double figures, now with 10. Dunn backs up to get room over Ustby.
If she gets space, it's going in.
Yep.
Carolina has just really made her have to work for every basket that she's gotten, but that was a nice little, she got some separation and was able to knock it down.
Ustby knocked out by Morgan, and now Dunn got fouled and will head to the free throw line. North Carolina wanted a travel call, but instead, personal foul on Deja Kelly, her second.
Ustby gets the block, gets picked up by Carolina, and Ustby finishes it on the other end.
Ustby first team all-conference last year, honorable mention All-American as well. Saturday men's basketball. How about a triple header? Clemson squaring off against Florida State at 4 Eastern, then it's Virginia, Georgia Tech, and finally Duke hosting Pittsburgh. Great afternoon of men's college basketball coming up on the ACC network on Saturday. Those shots knocked down by Dunn. Boy, Kelly's feeling it. She looks so confident.
She does, and it looks effortless. She doesn't have to force anything. She's just taking what the defense gives her, and she's playing really well tonight.
Great news for North Carolina fans. Deja coming off a season-high 27 against Virginia.
And Georgia Tech finding some success with Dunn here on back-to-back possessions at the free throw line.
They have not been able to get too many stops on North Carolina, who are outscoring them by 3 in this quarter. Donarski saw a little bit of daylight. Ustby. Navarre a little bit of a hesitation. Kelly running the show. Shot clock winding down.
That's a tough break right there.
Wow.
I think that was great defense by Kara Dunn.
2 seconds left on the shot clock, a foul. That is the second on Dunn.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Might have got her on the elbow. Yeah, she's shocked. I was shocked too.
I think Kara's reaction says it all. A little bit of a reach in, and that sends Ustby to the line, where she is only shooting 56% on the season. Ustby's sort of the renaissance person on this team, does a lot of cool things off the court, won a punt, pass, and kick competition at Carolina, hit like a 35-yard field goal.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's a pianist.
Yeah, you said she has another year of eligibility.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yep. And Coach Banghart says she's has always been a great athlete, now developing into more of a basketball player. But just works hard all the time. Dunn, too much dribbling, taken away. Deja Kelly, Key couldn't handle it. Wow.
So great defensive possession by Navarre. You know, Georgia Tech doing a great job at getting Dunn into some more space now. She has some more room to operate, and Navarre just comes up with the steal, makes a nice pass to Key, maybe a little too low. She couldn't handle it, goes out of bounds.
Yep, it was Navarre with that pass inside. Augustinaite with the miss. Contact on the Dunn follow.
And I love that. It looks like maybe a little bit of an adjustment, or maybe just Dunn at halftime taking it upon herself to get more active on the offensive glass. But we saw and we talked about in that first half that Georgia Tech was making an effort to get back in transition.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tonie Morgan holding on to that left foot. Point guard on this team. Rachel Stewart, the veteran athletic trainer. Oh boy, she tried to put weight on it and it's not going well. And they're gonna take her, it looks like, right back into the locker room area.
And that's unfortunate. A very good guard for this Georgia Tech team. She's a great passer and creator for Georgia Tech. She's a leader for them and also leads them in rebounds.
Yep, which is astonishing, right? For a 5'9" guard, 7.5 rebounds per game, which is 8th best in the entire conference. And she has been helped off the court. Try to get an update for you as Dunn heads to the free throw line. And Mitch Alverson, the associate head coach, in the first chair tonight. Mel Fortner staying home today, not feeling very well. Kara Dunn is from Dallas, Georgia. Her mom, Stephanie, was a player at the University of Georgia and is a basketball coach. And that's been a concerted effort of this staff to try to keep as many players from Georgia around. Shot clock is off. Kelly is aware. Kelly's going to try to do it herself, and the block by Dunn, and another foul is called. That's 3 on Dunn.
Yeah, I need to see the replay too. Good crossover by Kelly to get past Augustinaite. The contact is maybe there. Who'd they call? Fouls on Dunn for sure?
Yeah. Maybe with the body, because that was a clean block up top, that's for sure. But that's a couple of iffy ones called on Dunn here in the waning seconds of the third quarter. Kelly delivered at the line. North Carolina takes an 8-point lead into the retired Jasmine Thomas.
Yes.
Announcing your retirement today after a great 13-year WNBA career.
Thank you very much. I
Congratulations.
appreciate that. But yep, announced it on social media today. I was very busy before the game. Emotional. I have not looked at my phone during this game because of that.
Jasmine, who was so great at Duke, and you played 11 of those 13 years overseas as well. That's a lot of ball.
Yeah, and that's why I like seeing foreign players like Georgia Tech has a roster full of players from other countries that love to come over here and play basketball on this level.
And getting a Georgia Tech degree also is pretty nice. A lot of them in like the engineering fields. Shot off the mark by Moreto. It's the only matchup between these two teams in the regular season. Held ball, possession arrow to Tech.
That's a good heads-up play. Noeto.
Laredo?
Inez.
Yes.
She misses the shot. She misses the shot on the other end, but the size of Termes making Ustby a little hesitant. So she just comes in and ties it up.
Turnaround shot off the mark. Augustinaite, the Lithuanian freshman. Now Ustby, she likes driving down the left side of that lane. I love it. Ustby just scored, and Coach Banghart's right in front of us. She flexed for us.
Yeah, she's right in front of us. We got a front row to the bench celebrations, but just a nice, strong take down the lane line and finishes with the left.
Augustinaite picking up her first personal foul, and boy, Ustby just so tough. So a great student as well. Mentioned she had a triple-double this year. It was against Syracuse. First triple-double in the history of women's college basketball against a ranked opponent. At least 15 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists.
And I think it's a first in Carolina history,
it is,
right?
which is also
surprising
astonishing, right? This is the biggest lead of the night for Carolina at 11. All the great players who've gone through Carolina. Ustby's triple-double this year, the first ever. And they've only had 2 on the men's side. Nice finish. Tiani Key giving them some nice minutes.
She really got out fast with that one.
Yep. And a timeout taken. North Carolina has scored the first 5 points of this quarter. So North Carolina off to a great start. This is their bread and butter, and Key takes it all the way, gets the steal and the bucket on the other end.
Thanks. Hi, you might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the new Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
At Domino's, we know life doesn't always go as planned, which is why we're giving you a free pizza.
Enjoy.
Thanks. An emergency pizza to use when you need it most. Here you go.
Thank you.
No matter the reason, Domino's has you covered.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Get your emergency pizza to use in the future when you order Domino's online.
Who says you can't go for bold without going broke? Get the brands you want, the prices you want, whenever you want. TJ Maxx, where you can always afford to be you to the max.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to, very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none.
Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
Hi, we're Visible, ringing in 2024 with our New Year's resolution to save you money on wireless. Actually, make that a 2 years resolution. Get one line with unlimited 5G data on Verizon's network, now just $20 a month for 24 months with no annual contracts. That's 20 for 24 in 2024. Yep, we're pretty proud of that. Your goal to go to the gym more? You're on your own. But a 2 years resolution to save on wireless? We've got you. 1 year resolutions are so 2023. Sometimes the choice is just Visible. Last chance. Offer ends January 31st.
Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around.
Last 25 seconds of the third quarter underneath. Keep your eye on number 5, Tonie Morgan. And she lands on that left foot, turned the ankle, had to be helped back into the locker room. But the good news is she's back in the game. It's scary, right, when you turn your ankle like that?
It is, but, I think that's best case scenario to just have a, sprained ankle. They're annoying. They can keep you out for some time, but it's good to see her back out on the court.
Yeah, that's great news. She's so important to them as their point guard. Carolina on an 11-3 run that extends back to the third quarter. There's a foul on Ustby underneath. That is the third on her.
And Blackshear's been quiet, so that's a nice, establishing her down low on that block and have a chance for her to get to the free throw line and pick up some more points.
Blackshear with 5 points tonight has only taken 4 shots. She's averaging 12.5 points per game. Played a few games at Alabama before transferring after 1 semester to Georgia Tech. So even though she's a junior, really didn't play much at all in her freshman year. A lot of youth on this Georgia Tech team. They have some freshmen, 3 freshmen coming in next year, all of them from the Atlanta area. Very excited about that.
It's promising. They're showing a lot of good things with that youth, so definitely a lot to grow on.
Foul on Termes out on the perimeter. And it's interesting, we've talked about Termes and Augustinaite. They're 2 freshmen, and Georgia Tech is building with freshmen, which is sort of not happening much anymore with the portal.
It's not. With that youth in the portal, you get, instead of having a young team, you can go get you some experience and kind of start maybe a little bit easier. Now, we did talk a little bit about the adjustment of those transfers from the portal. So, Coach Benkart talked about Donarski, talked about Navarre having to adjust coming out of the portal. So that's part of it as well.
Deja Kelly scores again. And that's what she was saying. As good as those players are, Donarski, we all remember from Iowa State, and Navarre, she said she almost had to deprogram them from what they had learned and all of the sort of the more structured play at their old schools.
Yeah, and everybody comes from a system at every school. There's a certain way that you're designed to play. There's certain players that you're, maybe feeding in those situations. And, Navarre came to a Carolina team where she got more freedom, and she's really had a lot of success really cutting without the ball and showing that she can play in that free system.
She is adjusting. There's Navarre from Apex, North Carolina, so came home after a year at Stanford. Was a McDonald's All-American coming out of Apex, North Carolina. And North Carolina was interested when she played, went to Stanford for a year, and now is back home. Laredo 2 for 2 from the free throw line after Ustby picked up her 4th personal foul for Carolina. She's still in there. Donarski, nope, Ustby hitting the glass hard even with the 4 personals. And that shows trust, right, from Coach Banghart. Leave Ustby out there with 4.
Yeah, for sure. She's such a key piece to what they do that you have to have her on the floor. She's valuable in so many ways. They are stretching this lead a little bit, but it's a little too early to probably take her off the floor.
Yeah, it does help to have the 12-point cushion. Blackshear had the ball down low against Ustby and elected not to go after her. Could have possibly drawn a 5th foul. Kelly just swarmed. But before the held ball, a timeout was called by North Carolina. North Carolina up by 12 as we take a timeout in Atlanta.
For everyone who's endured the bad seat, finally, sweet, sweet redemption. The Lexus TX. 3-row luxury that treats every seat like the best seat.
Hi, we're Visible, ringing in 2024 with our New Year's resolution to save you money on wireless. Actually, make that a 2 years resolution. Get one line with unlimited 5G data on Verizon's network, now just $20 a month for 24 months with no annual contracts. That's 20 for 24 in 2024. Yep, we're pretty proud of that. Your goal to go to the gym more? You're on your own. But a 2 years resolution to save on wireless? We got you. 1 year resolutions are so 2023. Sometimes the choice is just Visible. Last chance. Offer ends January 31st.
Subway is now slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why the garlic roast beef is preferred by this QB.
And preferred by QBs with some beef, like us.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Wait, we have beef?
So much beef.
Right now, get a free footlong at Subway. Like the new Deli Heroes. Buy 1 footlong in the app, get 1 free.
It's a pretty big deal.
Kinda like me. Order in the Subway app today.
So robotic, curly fire up in my chest, got soft skin, hard feelings, give a damn, then give a reason, popped it, top, been a feeling, Alright, okay, I did it my way.
ACC Women's College Basketball is presented by Ally. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally. Georgia Tech trailing North Carolina 61-49. 6.5 minutes left to go in this game. Alyssa Ustby still out there playing with 4 personal fouls and points in the paint, a decided advantage for the Heels.
Yeah, they have been, and Carolina's done it in a lot of ways. It's been several different players to get in the paint and score, and on some of those stops that they've gotten that didn't quite translate to fast break points, they came as secondary points in the paint.
Now Georgia Tech jumping out, forcing Kelly almost to the half-court line, and boy, another foul. They've had quite a few fouls deep into the shot clock.
And Deja Kelly just not getting rattled, keeping her dribble, and she went to both sides of the floor in that possession.
And Morgan picking up her first personal foul. Kelly has the ball in her hands a lot. And this is something we were talking about earlier today off air. Where have all the true point guards gone?
I mean, they're there somewhere. A lot of them are already with great programs, and they are comfortable in those systems. And I also think it's just players wanting to score. It's a lot of responsibility being the point guard. It's tough. You have to be responsible for your teammates. You take a lot of tough love from the coach because you are the extension of them on the floor. So it's a tough position to play.
Yeah, and you really see it. We see a lot of teams that don't have a so-called true point guard. Morgan, running the point here, gets the bucket.
She never looks sped up to me. She plays with such a good, steady pace, and it's just a subtle change of speed right there that just gets her to the rim for an easy layup.
Morgan with 12 after only 6 against Duke. My goodness.
Tiani Key with another short corner jumper. She had one earlier in the game, and now she has another one. She's doing some good things tonight.
Yeah, 10 points is a new season high for her. Her career high is 13 that she had last year. Key missing the first 10 games with injury this season. Blackshear gets it to fall.
And it's hard against Carolina and their size down low and the length that Blackshear is not able to get those touches every possession, but I think they can get her a few more touches down there and give her opportunity to score around the rim.
And just 5 shots tonight for Blackshear, who averages 12.5 points per game. Under that tonight. Our next gymnastics meet right here on the ACC network and the ESPN app. Sunday afternoon, Pittsburgh squares off against number 19 Clemson at Little John Coliseum. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern time. Any gymnastics when you were a kid?
No.
No?
No. No gymnastics. I only did basketball. Really? I was a lacrosse manager in high school.
That's it? You never played softball or volleyball?
No.
None?
My dad used to make me race against like family and neighborhood kids. I was fast.
Well, it worked out. Yeah. Deja Kelly just picked up her 3rd personal foul. There's the shot. Buried. It goes tonight, eh?
And it's a big shot. It's a 9-point game, 4 minutes left to play. It's very in reach for them to try to come away with a win.
They came back from 10 down in the first half. Can they get another comeback? Tonie Morgan on the transition bucket. Timeout, North Carolina. Georgia Tech on a 7-0 run. Now, Tonie Morgan left the game earlier with the hurt ankle. She's looking all right. Knocking down the shot and forcing the Heels to take a timeout.
Hey, it's me, your future you. You made some bad money moves.
Now we're totally screwed.
Didn't fund your IRA.
Thought NFTs were a better play.
Now you still work at 103.
Your boss hasn't hit puberty.
Who's ready for their performance review?
Don't make your future you hate you.
Start making smarter financial decisions today. NerdWallet. Finance.
Georgia Tech on a nice run. Blanche Alverson, the associate head coach, acting as the head coach tonight with Nell Fortner staying home with an illness. And she's all fired up. She's been here all 5 years with Nell, played for her down at Auburn. Blanche is an Alabama native. Now trying to get that defense to stay locked in.
Carolina being real patient with the clock, trying to manage the time here running into the end of this 4th.
It's a lot of dribbling for Deja Kelly. She's got to go. Rims out. Here comes Georgia Tech.
Yeah, unsure about that possession. No one else touched the ball, kind of just dribbled air out of it and came up empty.
Not beautiful. Georgia Tech has hit its last 4 shots to cut the lead to 7. Laredo, that's Chansey, and Ustby, as usual, is around the basketball. The possession arrow turns it over to North Carolina.
Both teams with offensive possessions there that just weren't decisive. Couldn't really tell what they were looking for. think Noero kind of gets away with a double dribble there too and just ends up turning it over.
Yeah, Kelly has really slowed things down the last few possessions. Dunn. Oh boy, they called Dunn for the foul. Kelly was using her arm to kind of swat her away. 4 on Kara.
I don't like that call at all. I really do not. It's a bad call.
Yeah. I mean, you saw that she had her arm up, but there was no contact on that. And that's what they called it, was on that second piece of contact. And it came because Kelly lifted her arm.
She had an arm bar on her, but she wasn't displacing her at all. And I believe that's a legal guarding move. I don't like that call, especially not on a key player at this crucial time in the game.
Now Deja Kelly heading to the free throw line, because 1 second after that Dunn call, there was a personal foul on Morgan.
Deja Kelly at the line, shooting 2.
Her second. Deja's hit all 3 of her free throws tonight, coming in just 62% on the season, but gets to the line the most of any player in the ACC. 15th in the nation in overall free throw attempts coming in. And she's hit the 20-point mark for the 6th time this season. There's a buried shot.
I really love Tonie Morgan. I think that play starts with her. She comes down off the little flip action, gets the ball back, gets into the ball screen, has a beautiful pocket pass to Blackshear, who makes the extra to her teammate.
Laredo got the shot to fall, 6-point lead. Kelly, nope. Ustby kept it alive. Navarre couldn't get it in. Boy, what a play that would have been.
2-possession game with 2 minutes.
Morgan, boy, a lot of contact. Navarre and Laredo hit the floor. The North Carolina bench thinks it should have been called a moving screen foul. And that is what the officials have decided it is.
And that's a tough break for Georgia Tech, but I like what they're doing. You see them going right back to that flip action that gets the ball back in Tonie Morgan's hands to make the decisions for this Georgia Tech team here in this last 2 minutes.
Foul is on right 22 for illegal screen.
That's Eric Bruton saying that it was indeed an illegal screen call on Laredo. Georgia Tech fans not pleased, and a timeout has been taken by Coach Alverson. Just under 2 minutes to go, and it's North Carolina basketball.
North Carolina, the last few possessions, just kind of dribbling the clock out, and I get it, manage it, but you want to get a shot attempt. You want to get something good. Now they are in the bonus, so I think you put it in the hands of either someone in the low post and put the pressure on Georgia Tech's defense to play without fouling, or just get someone to put their head down and get to the rim.
Georgia Tech has had some nice runs after falling behind by double digits, but they're running out of time. North Carolina, we talked about them slowing things down, Jazz. Last 5 possessions, just 1 point. And they're not getting any good shot attempts, any good looks.
They're not.
Morgan trying to take it away from Kelly. Contact and a foul on Tonie Morgan. Great effort.
Deja Kelly is showing you why she does such a great job at getting to the free throw line.
Yeah.
She knew that Tonie Morgan was still behind her trying to come up with that steal and just puts her body in front of her.
Kelly gets 1 out of 2 on that trip. Deja with 21 points on the evening, leading all scorers. Dunn and Morgan have 14 apiece for Georgia Tech.
I would expect that flip action again. Oh, but Augustinaite fakes the flip action. She had the opportunity to give it back to Morgan, but she kept it herself.
Alyssa Ustby, pardon me, called for her second foul. Fourth team foul, so the next one by Carolina will put Tech in the bonus as well. Morgan guarded by Ustby. Great help by Rusne Kelly. Morgan able to get it back. Thrown into traffic. 9 seconds now left on the shot clock.
Georgia Tech a little loose with the ball in that possession. Each player that touched it bobbled it or made a bad pass in some way.
Morgan inbounds it. Dunn had to run it down. That took some seconds off. Augustinaite, wide right. Rebound, Deja Kelly. Kelly looking over at head coach Courtney Banghart to get some instruction as we hit a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Morgan with the defense. Rusne Kelly, in and out. Big offensive rebound by Navarre.
She's had a couple of those here in this fourth quarter, and that is a huge offensive rebound.
Absolutely. Navarre's 5th rebound of the night.
Morgan trying to tell Noero to foul because she has fouls to give. To stop the clock. It would put North Carolina on the free throw line.
And the officials now going over to
Play was under review. Right now is Blues ball.
To look at the out of bounds play. So that is Eric Bruton and Brandon Enterline, who comes from a fine family of officials. And Ashley Good, our 3rd official tonight. And Laredo got Kelly in the face, and the ball went out of bounds.
But they called the out of bounds, and I think that is going to be Georgia Tech ball.
Yeah, there was no call on the hand that made contact to the face of Kelly. They apparently did not see that. And it will be Georgia Tech ball.
After review, the call has been overturned. It'll be White's ball. Georgia Tech's ball on the side out.
All right, now Georgia Tech has time, obviously, to go for a quick 2. They don't need to start selling for 3s just yet, but they have not been scoring quickly.
Yes.
It has not been in their identity to go quick score.
Yep, I got you. No, I'll take Liz over here.
Augustinaite, the freshman with the inbound. Morgan. Ball thrown up and it goes in by Augustinaite.
And they absolutely went for the 3. What? That's a special freshman right there to be in a shooting slump somewhat and come out and hit a big 3 with 29 seconds left and get an and 1.
Yeah, so much confidence for the freshman, and the foul called on Rusne Kelly, so the chance for the 4-point play. Got it. Wow. North Carolina calls a timeout. It's a one-possession game after a 4-point play by Augustinaite. We will keep it here. All right, so North Carolina basketball, what are we expecting?
We are expecting that a foul is coming. Even though they don't, there's no shot clock, so a foul is coming. I would say that Carolina has been patient. They're going to continue to be patient, and then they're going to try to get something going to the rim. Force Georgia Tech to have to play without fouling because they know it's going to send Carolina to the line. Now, they've struggled there.
Yep.
So if they get to the line, they're going to have to knock those free throws down.
Yeah, that is one thing. North Carolina dead last in free throw percentage in ACC games. They are 3 for 5 from the line in the fourth quarter tonight. 10 for 13 overall. Kelly has gotten there a lot. That's part of her DNA. Rusne Kelly with the inbound, gets it to Donarski. No foul. And Donarski lost it out of bounds.
Georgia Tech is really executing late game situations very well right now.
And a timeout taken by Blanche Alverson.
Let's talk about the job that she's doing. You know, they're coming off of a tough loss to Duke where they get blown out on Duke's floor. They come back on their home floor. They don't have their head coach. Blanche Alverson steps in, and in this late game situation has her team in a position to be able to win this game against North Carolina.
And they've been down in double digits for quite a while. Georgia Tech trying to come back.
And you know, I said last possession they didn't need to go for the three. They could have went quick steal, and then Augustinaite completes a 4-point play.
They were down by 14 points 5 minutes ago, and since then it's a 13-2 run. All right, so you're down 3. You have the basketball. Necessarily go for 3, or what you're thinking?
You don't have to. There's plenty of time in this game where you could go for a quick 2. With 25 seconds, you can foul and play the foul free throw game, get the ball back. But they have had success in this half with that flip action, putting the ball in Tonie Morgan's hands. I know Augustinaite did just hit a 3, and they will try to free her up for one in some fashion, but I think the ball will be in Tonie Morgan's hands first to make that decision.
Okay, Augustinaite, number 23. Their other good three-point shooter, Termes, is not on the floor. Termes has hit 3 threes tonight. There she is, number 20 on the bench. Morgan, you called it, Jazz. And she traveled. The hesitation, perhaps waiting for contact, and she moved her feet.
And that's unfortunate because she's been great in this game today. She's been great in this second half, in this fourth quarter. She gets loose. Oh, she steps on a foot, I think, a little bit.
Yes.
And that's what caused the travel.
Now, one foot was on a sneaker, and the other one slid, too. So that's a tough way to end it, perhaps, for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, kind of hyperextends that left leg too. And you know, when you've already had an injury, you rolled an ankle already, and you feel something happening to that other one, you kind of just want to protect yourself.
Stepped on Ustby's foot. And when Ustby moved her foot, Morgan's foot moved with her. Kelly delivered at the line.
Georgia Tech has to go quick.
23 points for Deja Kelly. 3 buried by Laredo. And right away, the foul in the backcourt.
I'm really impressed with a young team like Georgia Tech to be able to execute like this in the late game. And this is a big game for them.
And Laredo coming into this game just 28% on the season from 3-point range. Knocked that one down. And now it's a 2-point ball game, and Deja Kelly goes right back to the line, where she just hit 2 of them.
Deja Kelly doing a good job at staying poised. Just knocking these free throws down here late in this game.
Wow. Again, just 62% on the season from the line coming in. Hit her last 4, our last 2 trips.
Carolina fouling, I believe, to force Georgia Tech to make free throws instead of getting 3s off, knowing that they have some players out there right now that can make those 3s at this point in the game.
Second foul on Tiani Key, who has been really good off the bench tonight. A new season high 10 points for her, along with 5 rebounds. Morgan misses. Got one of them. Kelly, they get it into her right away, and a timeout is taken by North Carolina with just over 4 seconds left to go.
And a good timeout, because it still is just 1 possession. They can't afford to turn it over there and give Georgia Tech an opportunity at a 3.
So Courtney Banghart gonna draw something up for this North Carolina club. North Carolina, this is just their 3rd true road game of the season. They had a lot of so-called neutral court games. They played Connecticut at Mohegan Sun, a place you know well, playing there for the Sun. This is what's upcoming for them. They will take on Louisville, who is the only team unbeaten in ACC play left. And North Carolina right now trying to win this game, and Miami has upset NC State down in Coral Gables tonight. And that's what's upcoming. They got Miami next after Louisville. So congratulations, Katie Meyer's team. Is NC State's kind of fallen back to earth a little bit lately.
Yeah, they have. They've, come up on just a little rough patch. But Miami's good at home.
Yep.
So
and River Baldwin out with the injury in the upcoming schedule for Georgia Tech. BC, then they go to Virginia Tech, Florida State, Notre Dame. That's, those 3 in the middle are toughies.
It's a tough stretch.
4.1 seconds left. Navarre inbounds it. Kelly has been the designated receiver because they know they're going to foul her and send her to the line. And she is delivered here in the 4th quarter.
Deja Kelly at the line, shooting 2.
So now Deja Kelly, 8 of 10 from the line, well over her season average. And this is a terrific 3-game stretch for Deja. She had 23 at Notre Dame and 27 at Virginia in their last game, a new season high. And she's got 26 tonight. North Carolina able to hold off Georgia Tech, who went on some big-time runs to make it close, but they hit at the free throw line and they win it.